Have you ever wanted to go on a heartfelt journey in the lives of your loved ones and newfound acquaintances? Do you enjoy listening and engaging in uplifting discussions that leave you motivated and inspired to take action in your own life? This podcast is a space where we have in-depth conversations on family, health, spirituality, entrepreneurship, and well, just plain old life. I'm Jesse DeLeon, and this is my passion. Join me on a walk into the fascinating narratives and meaningful conversations that shape our experiences. Welcome to The Knowing, a Life in Stories podcast. Hello, everyone. Gosh, I am so excited to be here today with you guys. I used to get super nervous when I first started this, and I would just question everything about myself. And am I good enough? And am I going to sound good enough? And is my content going to be interesting enough? But I just go with it, and I'm just so grateful to be here. And it just always feels good. And as soon as I sit down and put this headset on and get the mic going and talk to one or both of my producers, I'm just so excited to be here, and it's such a privilege. I want to talk today about a topic that, just for me keeps coming up, and not just with me, but with my friends and my clients. So here we go. We are not who people say we are. We are who God says we are. And, everybody has a different name for God. And so it doesn't matter what you call him, as long as you're calling him, right? And so I just feel so grateful for the things in my life today, and where I feel I'm headed. And I spent a lot of time with my family, with my brothers and sisters, and with my nephews and nieces, and friends, right? Extended family. And I was recently also on a men's retreat where I played, it's actually a sports camp, and it was in Philadelphia. We spent 4 days together of, praying together, meditating together, and playing sports. And, my whole life, I didn't think I was that athletic. I mean, I was strong and I was in good shape, but that was from the farm work that we did. And so thank you, Mom and Dad, for that. I tried out for the football team and baseball, I believe, maybe track when I was in the 7th grade. And I was just this scrawny little kid, and with no confidence, or at least not confidence within the sports realm. And at this sports camp, we played football, flag football, softball, not volleyball, soccer, and basketball. And I was nervous going into it because all my life I was that skinny kid, the kid that didn't play the sports that all my other friends played. And so that kind of weighed heavy on me and made me feel a bit insecure and not sure of myself. And I was believing what other people were saying, that I was too small to play ball. And there was this great coach at the men's camp this last weekend. And after we took a break from football, was the first sport, and my biggest fear was getting hit in the face. I didn't want to get hit in the face. And I said that at orientation. And so after the football, 2 hours of football, the coach came up to me and said, you would have been a great football player. And I said, what? Me? No way. He said, no, really. He said, you're fast, you're agile, you're strong. And I would have loved to have coached you. And, it's amazing what we hang on to when people tell us that we can't do something, or we're not good enough, or not fast enough, or not attractive enough, or smart enough. We tend to listen to that. So I just want to implore you guys to not listen to those voices. Listen to who God says you are. And God sends people into our lives to give us messages, to hear a word that will encourage us and inspire us. So I'm going to just ask you to really listen to the good voices, the good messages that you're hearing. And it's okay to get criticisms, of course. Can always be told that we're great or we're the best, and give me an award, give me a trophy. We can't always want that or expect that. But the world does have expectations on us, and we have expectations on us based on what people tell us, based on what the world says and expects from us. And so that was a really great experience for me. I left the men's sports camp feeling so confident, so good. Being around men who are encouraging you and growing with you and together. And of course, there were men there that were also insecure and had their own things that they brought to the sports camp. And that was really powerful to see too, to that vulnerability. We're afraid to be vulnerable, and to see these amazing, beautiful, grown adult men, who are super successful in the way the world sees success. And yet, we were all like little boys away at camp, back to our child, almost like we were brought back to our childhood, and almost like God brought us back there so that we could start fresh and start new, and really, really feel God's love through one another. And it was just amazing. So I'm going to encourage you adult men and women out there to, find a great group of people that inspire you, who lift you up, who support you, who speak good into you, and who just have this desire to be joyful. And that's what the weekend was. It was joyful. It was hard. It was definitely hard, but I learned that I was better at sports than I ever thought of. So my whole life, I just thought I was not athletic, even though I always was an athlete, but never felt that, right? And the coach at the sports camp, when he said that to me, I just thought about how oftentimes we look at one another and we judge one another, and we place these expectations on one another. And I just can't imagine what it would have been like if one of the coaches when I was in middle school and high school, especially football, would have really, taken the time and looked past my physique, and would have looked at my heart and would have seen that I had a lion's heart. And I feel like now, after this past weekend, I think I really would have been good at it. So, I want to also say that I'm so privileged to have my nephews and nieces, and my grandnephews and nieces, and I see it in them too. I see the confidence on one side, and I see the side that the world tells them who they are, and that's the side that brings on the doubt, the insecurities, and it's really important that we speak into them, and that we tell them that, and that we see past what we feel their capabilities are, or what their physique is, and really, really look into their hearts and connect with that, and listen to them, and spend time with them, so that we can be the voice that encourages them. We can be the voice that God's using to speak through us, his voice, to encourage, to lift up, and to support. So, that is the big voice that I want to hear. I want to hear God's voice. I want to hear the voices of the love and support of the people that care. And I want to be a good voice for those who need to hear a great word of wisdom, of love, that comes from a really, really good place. So I hope that this short message about not listening to who people say we are, but really connecting with with that higher voice, God's voice, who says who we are and who we're created to be. So thank you all so very much for being with me today and for listening and for encouraging me and for your prayers. And I'm definitely praying for all of you. And I ask that you pray for me, and have a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and be inspired and be the voice that carries a great and positive message. Thank you guys. Until next time.